The movie starts with action. A red car pulls over in front of a financial institution. Buddy, Darling, and Griff, three experienced bank robbers, jump out of the car and run inside. Baby is the name of the young man who acts as the getaway driver. He sits in the red car while the bank is being robbed. Baby is a music crazy, and it is something you absolutely must know about him. He enjoys himself when listening to belt bottoms. A bit later, the crooks came back to the car and Baby did his. He listens to the tune as he drives them away. He drives throughout the city with his headphones on, trying to evade the cops who are following them from every direction. Baby is an expert behind the wheel. This is demonstrated by the way he avoids them when driving. Baby eventually reaches two red cars, and a police aircraft joins the pursuit shortly after. Baby tricks the police by taking 3 different routes under a bridge. Baby escapes, drives into a parking lot, switches cars, and drives away. One of the babies will have to go fetch coffee for the full team later. He takes the coffee and walks into the building where the robbery crew's employer, Doc, an astute man, is waiting for them while listening to Harling Shuffle. While Griff queries Doc about Baby's incessant music listening, Doc divides the loot. Griff makes an attempt to scare the young man off, but Baby pays him no mind. They eventually divide up the pie and go their own ways. Doc uses the majority of the baby's part, along with $10,000, a pair of gloves, and a new disposable, to pay off his obligation. He promises to contact him soon regarding potential employment opportunities. There, Baby has a foster dad named Joseph, who takes care of him and his needs. Hidden beneath the floorboards is where Baby stores some of the loot she took. Joseph cautions the child against engaging in any dishonest business, explaining that it does not belong to him. At a later stage, Baby uses his audio recordings of his encounter with Doc and the other robbers to create a new song featuring all of their voices. On a cassette tape that he has labeled and reworked into songs, he has all of these different recordings. There is a designated K tape in the center of everything. Every time he listens to it, he is taken back to the happy days he shared with his mother. Her parents were prone to quarrel, and their frequent arguments ultimately led to their deaths in a vehicle crash. Eventually, Baby visits a cafe where he spots the stunning waitress Deborah. She hums a tune as she passes him, and the infant records it on the tape recorder. Deborah will be back soon to accept his order and start recording season. When Baby starts singing, she asks him what song it is. A while later, he visits a record store and locates the tune in question. One day, Doc gives Baby a call, and he's got a great offer for him. Baby is introduced to Eddie, No-Nos, Jage, and Bats by way of the boss. The new crew is likewise perplexed by Baby's incessant music playback. In Doc's opinion, this is due to a childhood accident. So as to block out the ringing in his ears, he listens to music constantly. After this, Doc will no longer require Baby to work to pay off their debt. While the baby listens to a new song, Doc outlines the plan to the adults. Bats is concerned that Baby is not paying attention, so he has Doc ask him a number of specific questions about the plan. That little one has great replies. The following day, they reach their target and locate the armored vehicle. When the others go to Robert Bats and kill the guard of the van, Baby sits in the car and listens to music. Baby gets away, but a Marine begins to pursue them back inside. Baby tries to get away from his vehicle Bats as he attempts to shoot the Marine. In a split second, Bats is ready to fire at the Marine, but Baby steps in front of the gun to stop the crazed man. A baby is driving down the highway, and she ends up losing control and crashing. Due to gridlock, the party is forced to ditch their vehicle and steal one from a mother and her little child. JJ claims his gun is missing, but they can't go back. The gang gets out of their cars and onto another set as Baby directs them to a parking area. Bats is enraged at Baby since she manipulated him into missing the Marine's shot. In the end, they return to the pier to divide their spoils. To one's surprise, the infant can only see Bats and Eddie. After dividing the money, Doc tells Baby to dispose of JD's body in the trunk. It was decided that they needed to get rid of JD because the pistol he was carrying would lead the cops directly to him. While at the junkyard, Baby totals the car, but not before remembering his early years. Baby regularly visits the diner where Deborah works, and it has become a part of his routine. Deborah is shocked to hear his name and realize he is a baby, but the two of them strike up a pleasant conversation about music. After a while, they leave the diner and head to the laundromat. He opens out to her about his struggles with hearing since the accident that took the lives of his parents. As Joseph suggested, Baby seeks out a normal person. In order to support his newfound relationship with Deborah, he finds a job as a pizza delivery boy. As Baby takes Deborah out to a nice restaurant one night, he happens to run into Doc, who offers to hire Baby as a robbery accomplice. Doc tells Infant that he will hurt Deborah and Joseph if he doesn't comply. The following day, Doc takes Baby with him to a post office that he plans to loot in order to provide Baby more funds. And Sam is there to ensure that he doesn't get anyone's attention. The protagonist checks the post office for surveillance equipment, windows, customers, and available clerks when he and Baby go inside. Sam, unexpectedly, runs through the number of security devices, windows, and workers in the building with him. After their exchange with the helpful cashier, they go back to the car to fill Doc in on the specifics. The diner is where Baby later contacts Deborah to ask her to escape. When Baby visits Doc to plot his next heist, he runs across Buddy, Darling, and the Bats. By doing so, he violates his own policy of never reusing a team for a different robbery. Doc briefs the gang on their strategy for the post office and suggests they visit the butcher and arms dealer to stock up on firearms. On the way to the meeting site, Bats asks Baby to make a quick stop at a store. When they do, Lovely informs her partner that Bats gives her the creeps and makes her feel uneasy. As Buddy offers to help, she questions if he should. But Sweetheart would rather he not do so until after the robbery. The gang eventually makes it to the warehouse, where the butcher proudly displays an assortment of firearms. Bats shoots the butcher out of the blue, starting a gun battle. Bats are on the loose and Sweetheart is shot in the arm during this time. Once they exit the warehouse, one of them, armed with a grenade, throws it into a car, causing the vehicle and everything inside to explode. Bats reveals to the gang that those people were actually police officers, who acted appropriately. Upon returning, Bats had Baby pull over at a restaurant. Little One is aware that Deborah is still at work, but the Bats' entrance into the restaurant causes him to halt. When Deborah notices that Baby is anxious, she follows commands without letting on that she knows Baby. When Deborah is presented with the bill, she takes out a revolver and refuses to pay her $20 share. Baby reaches out and snatches the bat out of the Bat's grasp. Baby pays the bill and leaves a note for Deborah road trip. And the crazed man, seeing that she recognizes him, calmly exits the cafe. After getting back to Doc, the crew learns that their mission was a bust. Bats reveals to him that the butcher and his henchmen were actually law enforcement officers. While his friends Buddy and Darling are there to support him, Baby is wary of them. Within the next day, Doc expects the police to deploy in all available resources to break up the heist. The three of them are set on taking the chance anyhow, so Doc turns to the Infant and asks for his input. The job, he argues, can wait until the morning, and they should get some rest. The following night, at around 2 o'clock in the morning, Baby makes another attempt to sneak away and meet up with Deborah. But then Buddy stops him, and the Bats start to suspect Baby and him. He then proceeds to knock him out using his recording recorder. Infant wakes up on the doctor's exam table. Baby explains that these are only remixed recordings and plays a few of them. Deborah, meanwhile, is in the diner waiting for Baby. The following morning, the gang visits the crime scene. While Bat sneaks in, Baby waits in the car, and Buddy recognizes the cashier from earlier in the day when he was at the post. Buddy takes Darling as a hostage. His nod confirms that she should not enter, and he does so. She gives chase, this time with the guard in tow. The guard walks up to Baby's car, but the gang returns at that moment, and Bats shoots the guard dead. The car won't start, and Bats suddenly pulls a gun on Baby. An infuriated Infant slams on the gas as they approach a truck whose open windows reveal a colony of bats. When the police close in and the group makes their getaway, Buddy and Darling open fire, killing several officers. Attempt to catch the Baby. Changing his appearance, Baby races through the city and into his mall. But the authorities track him down and keep on their pursuit. After leaving the building, he hijacks a car and races to join Buddy and Darling in their gunfight. In the aftermath of Darling's death at the hands of the law enforcement, Baby gets away in the woman's automobile she had stolen. Before leaving Baby, he returns to her apartment, where he finds everything in disarray, plays a tune on the radio, and returns the elderly lady's pocketbook. And on the floor, Joseph dials Deborah's dining number, only to be told by her boss that the Baby is already here. So he puts all his cash under the floor and takes Joseph to an institution for the elderly. Once the police have stopped hunting for him, he tells his foster father he's sorry for failing him and runs away. As soon as Baby spots Buddy's inside the diner, he rushes to bring Deborah there. He has threatened to kill Deborah until Baby makes reparations for the death of Sweetheart. A police officer walks in and uses the restroom at some time. While Buddy is chatting up another waitress, the Baby sneaks up behind him and shoots him. As a police officer comes up to Buddy to see if he's alright, Buddy coldly kills him. Baby uses a payphone to contact Doc, who tells him to stop calling. After stealing a car from two Kippy guys, the pair heads to Doc's place. Baby offers to give Doc the money he took from the post office if he will return the boxes to him. Seeing that he was with Deborah, Doc changed his mind and gave him the tapes. In addition, he provides him with funds to help him leave the country. Just outside the elevator is the butcher shop. Guys who are interested in doing so. Doc fires at them, but he is hit by a bullet himself. When Buddy pulls up in his police car, he accidentally kills Doc. He then gives Baby a chase, fires a few shots, and leaps over. Deborah, the Baby, and Buddy's automobile all hop into Doc's car and take off in pursuit. Soon thereafter, one of the infants pushes the other's car over the railing, causing it to fall to the ground. When Baby goes out to check if Buddy is dead, he is met by Buddy, who shoots him in the ear with a gun that has appeared from the side of the car. When Denver attacks him from behind, he drops a weapon. Baby grabs the rifle while Buddy is distracted by Deborah and shoots him in the leg. Buddy trips and is killed by the previously overturned automobile. The next day at dawn, on their way out of town, Deborah and her infant son observe a police barricade on the bridge ahead. A Baby catches her as she tries to flee. A kiss is exchanged between them. Stops the car and gets out to talk to the cops. He is put on trial for the thefts. The post office clerk and the woman whose car Baby took provide testimony. Generally speaking, he is not seen as a threat by others around him. The judge gave him a 25-year sentence with parole eligibility after only 5 years. When Baby is in jail, Deborah writes him letters about the locations they want to see together once he is out. Finally, after 5 long years, Deborah and Baby can be together again. Thank you for viewing our content. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on post-video notification and support the channel if you want to see similar content in the future. Don't forget to drop a like on this video to make our day.